Simple Tales presents The Shadow of the Great Garuda, an ancient Indian legend. What does true strength look like? Is it the power to conquer kingdoms, the ability to defeat mighty enemies? Or is true strength measured by the willingness to carry the burdens of those we love? The ancient storytellers of India believed that the greatest heroes did not seek power for themselves. They sought it to free others. This is the story of Garuda. Long before humans walked the earth, the skies belonged to creatures beyond imagination. Among them lived Vinata, gentle and wise, and her sister Kadru, proud and ambitious. The two sisters made a foolish wager over the color of the heavenly horse Ushchaishravas. Vinata believed the divine horse was pure white. Kadru claimed its tail was black. The loser would become the servant of the winner. But Kadru had no intention of leaving the outcome to chance. She secretly ordered her serpent sons to coil around the horse's tail, making it appear black from a distance. When the sisters looked upon the horse, Vinata believed her own eyes. She had lost. Bound by her promise, she became her sister's servant. Years passed. Every day, Vinata worked under Kadru's command. Though her body endured the labor, her heart carried the heavier burden of humiliation. Only one thing gave her hope. She had laid a great egg, and from it, a child, unlike any the world had ever seen, would one day emerge. At last, the shell cracked. A blinding golden light burst across the heavens. From the egg rose Garuda. His wings stretched wider than storm clouds. His feathers shimmered like molten gold. His eyes burned brighter than the rising sun. When he beat his wings for the first time, forests bent before the wind. Rivers rippled. The mountains echoed. Even the gods looked toward the sky. Yet despite such unimaginable power, Garuda's first question was simple. "Mother, why do you look so sad?" Vinata lowered her eyes. She told him everything. The wager, the deception, the years of servitude. Garuda listened in silence. His great wings folded close to his body. Then he spoke. "You shall not remain a servant. I will set you free." The Serpent Kings laughed when Garuda confronted them. "Freedom has a price," they hissed. "Bring us the Amrita, the nectar of immortality kept by the gods. Only then shall your mother be released." The task was impossible. The nectar was guarded in the highest heavens. Warriors stronger than kings protected it. Flames surrounded it. Deadly wheels spun before it. And the gods themselves stood watch. But Garuda did not hesitate. He rose into the sky. With every beat of his wings, the earth below disappeared. He flew higher than the clouds, higher than the mountains, higher than the stars that sailors used to guide their ships. Soon the heavens trembled. The gods saw a vast shadow spreading across the sky. It was not darkness. It was Garuda. His wings covered the sun itself. The winds roared around him like 1,000 storms. The guardians rushed forward. Spears flashed, arrows filled the air, thunder rolled across the heavens. But Garuda moved faster than the wind. His wings scattered volleys of arrows like dry leaves. His claws shattered mighty weapons. His cry echoed across the heavens, causing even the bravest warriors to falter. Still, he did not seek needless battle. He fought only those who blocked his path. At last, he reached the chamber where the nectar rested. There, a wall of blazing fire surrounded the sacred vessel. Garuda flew to distant rivers and gathered water in countless drops upon his feathers. Returning in a mighty rush, he released the water all at once. Steam burst into the sky as the flames disappeared. Beyond the fire spun enormous wheels, edged with blades sharper than any sword. They turned so quickly that nothing could pass between them. Garuda watched carefully. For the first time since leaving home, he remained perfectly still. He waited. He studied the rhythm. Then, in a single heartbeat, he folded his mighty wings and slipped through the narrow opening between the spinning blades. Inside waited 2 gigantic serpents whose eyes burned with deadly poison. Their gaze alone could destroy the careless. Garuda struck before they could attack. The force of his wings filled the chamber with dust and dazzling light. Blinded, the serpents could no longer see. In an instant, Garuda swept past them and seized the vessel containing the Amrita. The heavens erupted. The king of the gods, Indra, descended with his mighty thunderbolt. Lightning split the sky. The weapon struck Garuda with tremendous force. One brilliant feather drifted from his wing. Garuda looked at it as it floated toward the earth. Then he smiled. "Out of respect for your weapon," he said, "I offer this single feather. But I cannot abandon my mother." Indra lowered his thunderbolt. Never before had he seen such strength joined with such humility. Garuda sought no throne, no riches, no immortality for himself. Everything he had done was for another. The king of the gods admired him. "Tell me truthfully," asked Indra, "do you intend to let the serpents drink the nectar?" Garuda shook his head. "No, I promised only to bring it to them. I never promised they would keep it." Indra smiled. Together, they made a plan. Garuda carried the vessel to the waiting serpents. As promised, they released Vinata from her years of slavery. "Place the nectar upon sacred grass before drinking," Garuda advised. "Purify yourselves first." The serpents eagerly rushed away to prepare. The moment they were gone, Indra swept down from the heavens and reclaimed the sacred vessel. When the serpents returned, the nectar had vanished. In desperation, they licked the sharp blades of the sacred grass where a few drops had rested. The grass sliced their tongues into 2. The old storytellers say that is why snakes still carry forked tongues today. Vinata stood free at last. Mother and son embraced beneath the open sky. The burden that had weighed upon her for so many years had finally been lifted. The gods honored Garuda for his courage, wisdom, and selflessness. Lord Vishnu himself appeared before the great bird. From this day onward, he declared, "You shall ride beside me as my eternal companion." Garuda bowed, not with pride, but with gratitude. The ancient storytellers never remembered Garuda simply because he was the strongest creature to ever fly. They remembered him because he used every gift he possessed to free someone he loved. Power used for selfish gain fades with time. Power used in service to others becomes a legend. Thank you for listening to Simple Tales. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more timeless folktales from around the world. Until next time, may your strength always lift someone else.